Hey, Brown Girl Banter.
I'm your girl, Dr. Dangerfield.
And I am Dr. Patience.
And we're back for a special episode. We know we went on hiatus and we were supposed to come back, but you know what? As we always say, life be lifing.
Always.
So, what's been going on with the Ruffins and Dr. Patience?
Yes, let's see. So we left because we took our summer break, which turned into summer fall break. And so it has been busy as usual. The kids are getting big and busy, and I think the last time we were together, I was saying I felt like we were starting to get in the groove as a family, and that had continued throughout the year, the summer and the fall, which has been really good. I think, you know, we have that 3-year-old who is running the house, but I think he has found his role in the family. So everybody's playing their part, which is nice. And then I have just been busy with, you know, counseling with patients, private practice, really trying to assess what's next. Not in the sense of like professionally. I was just having this conversation with a couple of friends. I was in Chicago not too long ago with some friends hanging out, and one of the things I said was like, I think it's time for me to figure out how to find a little more harmony in the home. Not work-life balance, because everybody, if you're my client, knows I do not believe in that. I really believe in harmony, and I do feel like while like professionally things are going well, I do feel like the house can get a little chaotic. And so I'm trying to figure out how I can take myself and, you know, put versions of me in each of those places that feel comfortable for me to not feel overexerted, but then everybody is also getting their needs met with regards to my family, and then I still feel good about how I'm showing up, right? And then the professional version of myself feels good too. So I think that's really going to be a big part, which we'll talk a little bit more as we go through the episode of, you know, my goals as I'm looking at the end of the year and getting to the new year, which is kind of how I can find a better harmony for myself to balance out things within the house too.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, but overall, well, I cannot complain. I have no things that are really stressing me out with regards to the Ruffin crew, so that is a blessing, and I do not take that for granted.
That is great.
How about you? I've been looking on your social media. You have been speaking, doing engagements. I mean, did you go to the conference?
No.
Okay, I was wondering, did you make it to that?
No, I didn't make it.
But then I saw you speaking at something else, so you've just been really keeping busy over the last few months. What's been up?
Well, let's see. I've done some traveling, been having the opportunity to speak and also to get some rest in.
Good.
Because that's becoming my thing, is like rest. Rest is important. Rest that makes sure that and not like, and similar to what you said, it's not balance it out, but, you know, finding a good flow and groove to my own personal life, my own professional life. So have gotten to do some traveling over the past 2 to 3 months. Went to Atlanta for a retreat. Part of the certification that I'm getting is the spiritually integrated psychotherapy. I went to a retreat for that, which was very restorative.
Oh, wonderful.
Very restorative. I was telling somebody, I was like, we had a service and I wasn't even in church, but I feel like I was in church.
Oh, wow, that's great.
So it was really good there. Then let me see, the next month was tapped to go facilitate an event. Actually, I was in Chicago.
Oh, cool.
Which got to tap, and it was a retreat for some women, and it was just like a real good restoration, rejuvenation conversation for us as leaders and women of color. So it was really cool. And then I did my fall. As always, I take a vacation in the fall. So I did some traveling, did a good, cool road trip with my bestie. And we named it Food, Fun, and Friendship, because it really did focus
all
on
of those things. All those needs were met.
It focused on the food part. We we were very intentional about finding places that we hadn't eaten at to go have those experiences. So as my little cousin would say, you had a big back vacation.
If I hear big back,
and I was like,
let me tell you one more time.
She said you weren't trying to unbig your back. I was like, no. She said that was my kind of trip then. But doing that, and like really looking at 2025 and how I want to progress in my business, and really looking at focusing on leadership wellness and how to bring that into the forefront from a space not so much as what we're used to, but bringing in rest, which is restorative and sacred, and introducing some things to people that I know, leaders around, like just really how to restore our bodies without always running, but taking some time to be quiet. So
I love that.
Yeah,
I don't think leaders believe that is a norm. Like they don't believe that is something that you should do. If you're a leader, you're supposed to be exhausted or tired or wore out, and you're supposed to sacrifice the restorative and rest part of yourself, because that's just what good leaders do. And I think it's changing the definition and the mindset of what of good leadership.
Yeah, because sitting in that space when I was talking about I was in that retreat, just hearing the stories and hearing that, knowing it's like, rest is not something that I'm used to doing, but rest is something that I want to do. And we're not just talking about just like, when you say rest, I'm sleeping more. No, rest is doing activities that restore you, that you feel empowered. It's part of your spirituality and your sacredness, and it also transforms the way that we see life. And so being able to do that is to help other individuals do it, because I'm learning most definitely how to do it and some of the practices that I've put into place in my life.
I love that. That's great. Oh, well, that sounds like a great time off. See, guys, we weren't just like lollygagging, doing nothing. We were investing in ourselves so that we could bring quality content to you. Hello. See how that comes back to how we are caring for you?
Yes, as we care for ourselves, we care for you.
That's what we just did there. Speaking of caring for you, that is why we decided to come back for a special edition. So, Dr. Dangerfield, why are we here today? Why do we feel it necessary to drop an episode randomly in the middle of November, December? What was going on?
Because we know that life will life, and as people head into the holiday season, as we are currently living in the post-election season, pre-next, what is it? Preterm, that. As we move into that, it's like, how do we take care of ourselves, and how do we not allow life situations to run us ragged or impact our mental health? And so we decided to come on today to kind of talk about some things that you can do to help take care of yourself and to make sure that you're doing what you need to do for you.
Agreed, 100%. I think the thing is that we are, as clinicians, fully aware that the end of the year brings a lot of burnout, a lot, like you start to recognize like you're burnt out, or you don't recognize, you're like, why do I feel this particular way? And you don't have an answer. A lot of stress, a lot of worry, because it's time with family. It's a time away from family. It can bring up grief and sorrow. We understand that with Christmas, and Thanksgiving, where there's, well, it's supposed to be this exciting, fun time. It's for many, it is. There is also, I always tell Omar, he lives in a bubble. Like, there are a group of people outside of you, right, that are experiencing sadness or hurt or disappointment or loneliness or feeling lost. And then you add on top of that, some people are very excited about how things turned out with the election, and then there's a group of people who are super sad at the way things turned out for the election. And so you put that on top of whatever other emotional
anxiety that comes with it.
Right, and unknown. The emotional place that you were already journeying into with the end of the year, we thought it best if we come and have some conversation about that and not be afraid to help you move towards being the best and healthiest version of yourself.
As always.
As we prepare for the holiday season and the end of the year in 2025.
We're doing a lot of preparation. You hear that? Did you hear? Prepare.
Jeez. But
but that's important.
I was like, we would rather you be prepared, right?
Yeah, that's important.
Prevention, so we don't have to get to intervention.
Right. If we could get closer more to prevention.
Yes. So when you think about the end of the year, and you think about burnout, and you think about stress and worry and doubt and anxiety and depression, all the things that we start to see in clients, in leaders, in supervisors, and all of the things, what are some of the things that you noticed about women or individuals, and then what are some of the things that you try to help navigate?
Well, a lot of it, I think I see the change start coming up when we go through the whole daylight saving time, and you hear people talking about extreme fatigue. I've noticed more that with the individuals that I work with, and then also just that whole did I accomplish what I set out to do at the beginning of the year? Now we're in Q4, a month and a half before the end of the year. So did I accomplish what I set out to do? Am I okay with how life is going? And just being able to have those conversations, more anxiousness.
Yes, definitely.
That people are dealing with, and it's like you said, anxiousness around the unknown. Don't know what's going to happen, but in all actuality, we never know what's going to happen from day to day, minute to minute. So allowing ourselves sometimes just to live in the present and try to be real, intentional about, okay, the only thing that I can control really is what's happening right now. I can't control what's going to happen, not this Thursday, but next Thursday at the dinner table with, family, our friends, or whoever you're going to be. Can't control that right now. I'm stepping over into the future that I have no control of. So what can I do presently so that I won't dread it? What can I do presently to just even maintain what's going on? And that requires some breathing or checking in with yourself, doing some things that you enjoy. For me, to be honest, I was dreading. Initially, I was dreading the winter season because I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be cold," and I was like, "But that's exactly how I was acting." Because mine is, I don't want to have to put on boots. I don't want to put on clothes and shoes because I like flip flops. Just acting like a brat. But in my quiet time, I truly believe that the Lord. Dropped down to me, it's like winter is about rest and rejuvenation, and you need winter. And you've been in the fall season of your life for a while, because fall represents transformation, transition. And I was like, oh, I always feel like I'm in a transition. I'm tired of being in a transition. But then it was like, no, it's time for you to embrace the rejuvenation and the rest is coming with the winter season, so that you can be ready, so you can be prepared for the spring.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's what we do.
That's why bears go into hibernation.
Right.
Yeah.
Which now the bears are out doing a whole lot of other stuff. They got some.
I know. So I think that, one of the things I really often see, I'm going to ask y'all, we don't normally do this. Riley, can you do me a favor? In my bag over there, is there a book called Chaotic Happiness? Nope.
No, that's my bag. Hers is on the ground.
Hers on the ground.
Yes. See, y'all, this is what we do, off script. That's what you get with a special episode. It might not be in there.
No.
I took it on my trip to Chicago. Chaotic Happiness. And so what I see a lot of, for me, is irritability.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Sure.
When I tell you the level of impatience, baby, Baby.
Did y'all hear what she said? Impatient.
The way y'all
She used her name.
I did. The way y'all walk up in here at the end of the year, y'all done had enough. Okay, I'm tired. And right now, that is the Black woman's motto. I'm tired.
So, and I'm seeing a push more for us becoming restful.
Yes.
Like, so I know some people have heard like rest is resistance, the nap ministry. The young lady that came up with that, her newest book is the one in the middle.
There's one in the middle. See, special episode. Look at all this y'all getting. Here, take this one.
Yeah, and this one. This one is called We Will Rest.
Yes.
The Art of Escape. And so that's like to cut down on that irritability and that, I'm tired.
Let me tell you, that is definitely like an end of the year thing that I really see. And so I'm in the process of reading a book. You will never imagine where I got this book, y'all, from Five Below.
Five Below. Don't sleep on Five Below in the books.
Okay, I went to Five Below and they have this book called Chaotic Happiness. I'm like, I'm going to read this book, and so I've started the book on my trip. And the thing I love about this book, it talks about these three things, and it's called it's uncharted, unpredictable, and uncertain. And that is sense. The world we live in. That we're fearful because of the uncharted, the unknown, right? We have this unpredictable. So
can't predict the outcome.
So, and being accepting that you live in an unpredictable world.
We don't control it.
Right. And because it's unpredictable, it's important that he talks about having support systems in place. So the thing is, you live in an unpredictable world, but it's important that you have people surrounded around you. So when the unpredictable happens, they can encourage you, they can support you, they can love on you. So that means you have to be willing to show some vulnerability with your community, or maybe even people you wouldn't even include in your community normally, right? And so that is so big. And then the last thing he talks about is the uncertain, and how when things, because we also live in a very uncertain world, but because we don't, you might do the recipe to perfection, but it doesn't mean that sweet potato pie gonna turn out perfect.
Yeah, because you have to put it in the oven and the temperature may not be right.
It might not be right. And so, understanding that you live in an uncertain world and not letting the uncertainty be the thing that immobilizes you or keeping you from moving. And so I love it because I really feel like I need to walk in that. And I've been really encouraging all my clients to grab this book from Five Below because it's $5.
Okay, so if you go back to Five Below before I do, can you give me a copy?
Got you. And I encourage you, and I wish I could tell you the name of the author, but it's called Chaotic Happiness. I love this book, and I really and it has little like journal entries and assignments that you can do for reflection. But I believe that if we as human beings understand that the world we live in is uncharted, unpredictable, and uncertain, we will find that our anxiety levels will decrease some, because we now live in that radical acceptance space that I cannot control for everything. I can't control, listen y'all, for most things.
We can't.
You cannot.
We can't.
And
but
so
we
what
can,
do you do?
But we feel like we have. We feel like we have this false sense of control.
Yes.
That's it.
And so then when I get to the family outing, when I get home, or when I'm home by myself and I thought I would feel this way, but I feel this particular way, then my anxiety or sadness or depression starts to increase. But if I walk in this thing of like, I can't predict how I'm going to be on the 25th. I can't predict how I'm going to be
you don't know.
Thanksgiving Day. I can't predict how I'm going to be tomorrow or 10 minutes from now.
Right.
But what I can do is understand that if I walk in that thing and then accept whatever is going on, it's how I respond to it that makes the difference. It's how you respond to it that makes the difference.
Yes. I was it's interesting that you bring it up. I was listening to a message yesterday, and it's interesting that my two virtual pastors, this is what I call them, my virtual pastors, they both have been talking about arresting anxiousness. And that was one of the key points that one of them brought up yesterday was you can't control the outcome, but you can control your response within it.
Yes.
And so being able to when fear, like he talked about the root of fear. He's like, that's what drives the anxiety and the worry and different things like that. He's like, but you have to put some things in place to arrest it.
Yes.
And then be like, okay, my response to it is going to be blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we can't, we want you all to understand that you will have discomfort. You will have
because that's life.
That's life.
That's life.
You're going to have anxiety. You're going to feel sadness. You know, me and Dr. Dangerfield are dealing with, our own grief and, the loss of our parents and being able to manage those emotions. What we do, so we're not saying that don't feel or that you won't feel it, or even if you implement anything that we say that's going to change the emotional part of you. What we're saying is there's therapists, there's journals, there's books to read, there's devotionals, there's podcasts, there's Dr. Dash, there's rest.
Yes.
And rest can look big. What does rest look like for you?
Yeah.
You need to define that for yourself. Yes. Rest for Dr. Dangerfield could be a nap, her going to get some tea. Y'all know she loves some tea.
Those are my parts of life.
Yes.
And getting my new thing, well, it's not new, but I'm incorporating more of it, is going to do sound baths, sound healing.
Oh, yeah.
That's my thing, because that's what I want. That's what I did for my birthday.
I want
to go do sound healing because it's restored. It was like restful. Laying there for a whole hour, just nobody bothers you.
Yes, and we encourage you, put in the comment section, what do you do?
What do you do for rest?
What do you do? How do you define rest?
Yeah.
And then what do you do for rest? I think those are important, that you figure out those particular things. And then we want to know, what do you do to manage when your emotional self starts to take over?
That's a good one.
Help out somebody else. We ask you to be vulnerable, put it in the comment section, and share with your brother, sister, who might be watching this episode, what they can implement, what they can use to restore themselves, to manage their emotional self, to deal when that anxiety feels like it's suffocating them or taking over them. What can they do? What have you done? And then maybe this will encourage somebody to try something. I always say you need an arsenal of tools.
Yes.
Not 4, not 3, not 10.
You need an arsenal.
You need an arsenal of tools to manage whatever it is that you are experiencing, especially at the end of the year and with the new year coming along.
Yeah.
Agree?
I agree. Oh, the author is T.J. Hogue. Hoegh.
That's it.
For the chaotic happiness.
Yes, he is a licensed professional counselor. Love our counselors. So please, check that book out. I think you will find some great tips in that as well to help you. Go get it now, actually, so then you can use it as the end of the year.
Because one, if you are 5 below, or you go back, it won't be there.
Exactly. I said we might need to see if we can do a Zoom thing with TJ. I love his book.
Oh,
so
that would be good.
Talk to y'all about it, and it would be really good. So we want y'all to enjoy the end of the year. We're asking you, but we are also challenging you. What are you going to do to rest and reset?
Yes.
We miss y'all. We will see y'all soon. We're
not gonna make a promise of what month.
Yes, but we cannot wait to come back next season. But we could not let the year end without leaving you with some tips to get you through.
Yeah. And we have some exciting things that we're planning for 2025, really, so that y'all could be in our face.
Yeah.
We're actually planning to do some Brown Girl Banter live.
Yeah, so we think that's going to be super fun.
So you may not get us like YouTube video a lot, but you'll get to come into our space.
Yes, with some panel discussions and things of that sort. So we're looking forward to it. But until then, y'all take care, be blessed, be safe, take care of yourself. Call your therapist if you need to. We're always going to promote that as well.
Yes.
Well, it's been real Brown Girl Banter. We can't end. We do special episodes. I forget how we end our show. If you are looking for us as a duo, where can they find us, Dr. Dangerfield?
You can find us on Instagram at I Am Brown Girl Banter.
Yes, if you are looking for Dr. Dangerfield, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at I Am Dr. Dangerfield.
And you can find me at I Am Dr. Patience. And guess what, y'all? Next year we are working on a TikTok page.
Yes.
Look at us. We are improving. Aunties and found out how to get a TikTok page
How to
going.
do better. How to let this social media embrace us.
Exactly.
As we embrace it.
Right, exactly. Y'all take care of yourselves. Bye, Brown Girl
Bye.
Banter.